I'm Tammy Jones. I co-chair this with Marla Rickman. Okay? If there is anything that you need, ask Marla. She knows what she's doing. I don't. Ask either of us. If you're online and you have any issues, there is a Q&A or a message. Please send us a note. Vanessa's in the background working and George is in the background working. They can help us out with anything. And we also have an amazing audiovisual team from the U of M. Teddy, Mike, Dan, and Dave. We won't pan to them all because one of them's running the camera, so it would be very challenging. Okay, there is a conference program and presentation PDFs available on the website if you're online. There was a QR code for people that wanted to get the proceedings out on the desk here as well. Your name tag is your way to get lunch. The lunch ladies, AKA Marla and Tammy, will be auditing said lanyards. If you don't have one, you can go to Subway or somewhere else. Questions for presenters. In person, when asking a question, please use the mic so that the online people will be able to hear you. If you're online, there's a chat box for general discussion and technical inquiries, as I mentioned. The Q&A is where you pose questions. If you pose questions in the chat box, then we have a hard time getting them answered. And we only have a limited amount of time because I've already gone way over time, so we'll deal with things later. CCA credits, there will be a QR code that flashes up at the end of the session, not before, because we want you to attend the whole session. There's also poster room for those in person. Those are online as well. There is a quiz if you need some extra CCA credits. That can be filled out in person here and handed in, or filled out online and submitted to me. If you have any questions, you will email me later. Okay, with that, let's get this started. And let's start with Dr. Martin Scanlon with the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences. I think that's what it's called right now. Excellent. And we'll get the show on the road. Thanks, Martin.
Thanks, Tammy. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Manitoba Agronomist Conference 2024. As you've learned, my name is Martin Scanlon. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences. And I'd like to start off by recognizing that the University of Manitoba campuses, they're located on the original lands of the Anishinaabe, the Inuiaq, the Inisio-Inuit, Dakota Aode, and Dene, and also on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. And agriculture through land, water, and food has a significant intersection with Indigenous peoples and systems of knowledge. So therefore, we respect the treaties made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. And today at MAC, we're going to come together in a long-standing tradition of sharing knowledge, exploring new challenges that are on the horizon, and also networking with colleagues old and new. And the theme, as you can see on the overhead, is Strategies for Winning Agronomic Battles, a case study on herbicide-resistant weeds. And I think it's a fantastic image. You're going to hear from some excellent speakers on a variety of topics, and I see some familiar names on the agenda, both alumni and faculty members, as well as some valuable collaborators from the North American agri-food industry. And before I hand over to Sue, and running the risk of further going behind, I'd like to share a few synopsis of some exciting things going on in the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences, especially as they relate to today's topics. Last year, Dr. Chichek let you know about our strategic research plan, which sets out goals for promoting sustainable, resilient, just, healthy, and technologically advanced agri-food systems. We're now in the third year of that plan, and then if you're interested in reading it, I'm going to leave a few copies here, but it is also online. One key area of that strategic research plan that connects to this conference is our emphasis on crops and cropping systems of the future. And in that area, we've got two new important positions that are associated with it. The first is the Research Chair in Potato Sustainability. and that's been supported by industry sponsors, and we're very grateful to them for that support. That individual is going to be a leader in cutting-edge potato research, training, and also extension to support Manitoba's potato sector, which is a really valuable contributor to the provincial economy. Second position is an agronomist in residence for special crops. And that, again, is supported by industry, this time Manitoba Crop Alliance. So I'm very grateful to MCA for their support of that position. That agronomist in residence is going to provide a unique pathway for research, extension, and knowledge translation and training, with a special focus on improving the production of corn, flax, and sunflowers in Manitoba, because they're essential elements of rotations for cereals and oilseeds. So stay tuned for updates on both these positions as we undertake the search processes. Additionally, we continue to renew our academic core, and this year we welcomed 6 new faculty members in soil science, entomology, agribusiness, and biosystems engineering. And I'll highlight one of those new faculty members, Dr. Hailong He. He's the Tier 2 Canada Research Chair in Water Management for Sustainable Agriculture. Hailong is also an associate professor in the Department of Soil Science, and he's going to be exploring mass and energy transfer processes in arid and cold regions, and that's particularly appropriate given the kind of start we've had today. In other research news, the faculty was awarded $7.6 million in Sustainable Agriculture Research Initiative project on net zero farming and perenniality. And that was that $7.6 million came from a combination of NSERC and the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council. That program is going to be led by Dr. Martin Entz, who you'll hear from tomorrow, the Jaroslawski Chair in Natural Systems Agriculture for Climate Solutions, and also with 15 other U of M researchers, plus researchers from the University of Saskatchewan. So that represents a significant sustainable agriculture initiative. I should also add that there's another $2 million in research funding from that program coming from other researchers on campus, but who are partnered with leaders from other universities across Canada. I'll also add that the new Prairie Crops and Soil Research Facility is almost ready to be Class A estimate. We're expecting shovels in the ground in 2025 with completion in 2026, really for a transformation of how we do research and research training on cropping and plant science and soil science. Finally, I'd like to drop a plug in for another conference, the Sustainability of Canadian Agriculture, which was a virtual event hosted by the U of M in March 2024. And last year, that represented the launch of the Ted Poyser Lecture in Soil Health in partnership with the Manitoba Habitat Conservancy. The 2025 event is shaping up to be another great opportunity for participants to share ideas and experiences about how to improve agricultural sustainability in Canada. So I wish you a very enjoyable and informative 2 days, and I'll now hand it over to my colleague Sue Clayton, Director of the School of Agriculture, to also bring greetings.
Okay, I forgot one thing, Sue, sorry. But if you didn't park in U-Lot and you haven't provided, then you need to move to U-Lot. Go out in the cold and move, or you will get towed. Nobody wants to get towed in this weather. All right, and if you brought a different vehicle, like if you brought the snowmobile instead of the truck, then you need to provide that license plate and email that to mbagconf@umanitoba.ca. Ask me if you need any more details.
Sorry, Sue. They're supposed to ask Marla.
Oh, ask Marla. Yeah, she knows the answers.
Good morning, Dean Scanlon and Tammy and Marla, the rest of the MAC Steering Committee, all of you here in person and online. My name is Sue Clayton. I'm the Director of the School of Agriculture, which is the 2-year diploma program here in the faculty. Welcome to the U of M and to the faculty. It's been a busy year in the School of Ag, and I just thought a couple of things might be of interest to you. One is that we're traditionally a program where students came from the farm, they did the 2-year diploma, they learned about farm business management, they went back to the farm. We still have probably about 2/3 of those students, but we're getting more and more urban, and well, we were getting a lot more international students until the federal government made a change, but we'll skip past that. So we have a lot more urban students in the program, and we're finding that they're coming in not knowing anything about ag, but they want to do a 2-year snapshot in agriculture, try and go get a job right away, or go do the diploma and then the degree. So we started something 2 years ago called Farming 101, and we went out to Glenlee for a day with all these non-farm students and spent the day trying to educate them a little bit on ag. We expanded it this past year, and with the huge help of Marla, helping us coordinate this at Carmen. We had Kim and John and Ann there as well. And so we did a day at Glenlee and then a day at Carmen. And we had John there bringing out his fresh corn for all the kids to eat. So it takes a village, right, John? So you never really truly retire in this industry. We always bring you back. And the other thing I wanted to mention was I wanted to thank the MAC Steering Committee and all of you for the donation of $15,000 to the School of Ag Endowment Fund. And that donation, very generous donation, allowed us to actually meet the minimum amount needed to establish this fund. And so eventually we'll be able to start giving out money, and the idea for that is to receive proposals from staff and students to look at projects and programs consistent with the academic goals of experiential learning, agriculture technology, projects to increase Indigenous content and perspectives, student recruitment and retention projects, and leadership opportunities. So it's going to be an amazing fund that we're going to be able to start giving out some money for. So thank you to MAC, and have a wonderful conference.
Thank you, Dean Scanlon. Thank you, Sue.